shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 4:30 in WRAL, we're on the scene of breaking news in Cumberland County. Deputies investigating a deadly shooting. What we've been able to confirm from that scene.
Plus, a student attacked at UNC Chapel Hill. How far police say that man chased her through campus.
Heading out the door this morning, it feels comfortably cool. Temperatures right now are in the 60s. I'll show you when we're going to see even warmer temperatures coming up.
It's just incredible when you go. It's so loud.
Oh, it's about to get loud at PNC Arena as the Carolina Hurricanes kick off their journey in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Exciting time of the year for sure. The loudest house in the NHL. It's about to get rocking tonight. Good morning, everyone. It's 4:30. We're here to kick off the morning news. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, weekend gone, playoffs starting, and we get the week started as well with a nice day outside. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. No baseball at this hour, but it sure looks nice, right?
Doesn't it look nice? It was a nice weekend for baseball. We had, some hints of showers here and there, but things looked good. And of course, hey, hockey tailgating tonight. I know it's a Monday, but man, the weather's going to be really nice for that. Right now it is 63 degrees. Our wind currently is coming out of the northeast, 6 miles per hour. But as we get through the day today, it's going to start to shift to southerly, southwesterly. It's going to bring some more warmth in. Of course, we did have some cloud cover yesterday and a few isolated showers. We're starting off with some clouds this morning. This is a look at the percentage of the sky covered with clouds. Notice how that really drops off once we get to lunchtime. We'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon, looking great. Let's take a look at those temperatures again. It is 57 in Roxborough, 63 in Southern Pines, 66 in Goldsboro and Rocky Mount, 67 in Clinton. So it's pleasant out there this morning. Our temperatures are running just a hair above what they were yesterday. A couple of degrees to as much as 6 or 7 degrees in our eastern counties. Hour by hour, we're going to see our temperatures most likely falling on into the 50s here fairly quickly, and then we bounce back into the low 70s for this afternoon. That's around normal for this time of year, but we're going to see our winds shifting to southerly, bringing back the 80s, and I'll show you how many days this week will top out in the 80s coming up. Elizabeth, thanks. Breaking news. Police are looking for answers after a deadly shooting. The call first came in before 11 last night in Fayetteville on King Charles Road. Ken Smith is tracking this story for us in the WRAL Live Center. Ken.
Renee, we're trying to develop as much information as we can coming out of this scene. We have Michael Grace on the way there, but here's what we've been able to find out at this point. This happened about 10:40 last night on King Charles Road in Fayetteville. When deputies arrived on that scene, they found a man with a gunshot wound. He was transported to Cape Fear Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. At this point, investigators are not releasing that man's identity. But again, we have a crew underway to that scene. We'll have a live report at the top of the hour right here on WRAL.
Also breaking news from overnight, firefighters are working to find out the cause of an early morning fire. They told our crew in the WRAL breaking news tracker, flames broke out at this mobile home after midnight on Carter Avenue. No one was home at the time, but more than 40 firefighters responded. They put out the fire in less than 20 minutes.
A man accused of firing shots at an apartment building in Raleigh is being evaluated at the hospital. Video you'll see only on WRAL appears to show the moments officers confronted him. It is low quality, but it gives you an idea of just how tense this situation was. Oh, God. Oh, God. The gunfire started after 6:30 last night at the Gramercy Apartments on West North Street. Police say the gunman lived there. Viewer video showed him falling from a balcony and into a pool area before being arrested. No one was hurt in the gunfire, but it certainly terrified neighbors.
We saw everybody outside just duck and hit the floor. Right now, I don't know if I'll be able to go to bed tonight. It's a little uneasy.
Police have not said what led to the gunfire or if charges are pending.
We have breaking news out of Chapel Hill right now. Police are searching for a man who they say assaulted and then chased a student through the campus at UNC. The search began last night. WRAL's Naya Harden is live at UNC this morning. Naya, what can you tell us about this?
Well, it's right here in this area where police are looking for the man responsible. They say a man assaulted a woman who is also a college student, and they're now trying to figure things out and get this man tracked down. This all coming from a tweet that was sent out from UNC police. At 9:30 last night, police had alerted students to the incident that happened around 6 o'clock last night. They say after the woman was assaulted, the man chased her toward the student union. Police say the man they're looking for was last seen walking from the union toward Hooker Fields. He was wearing a yellow puffer jacket and was in his 20s or 30s and has a beard. Now, there's a growing concern already when it comes to crime on campus. Last month, WRAL reported a spike in reported rapes at UNC. If you have any information, contact police. Nia Harden, WRAL News in Chapel Hill.
Starting today, your commute might get more congested if you're heading along Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Work starts today on a project that could cause some slowdowns for a while. WRAL's Keenan Willard is live along Glenwood right now near the Wade Avenue exit. Keenan, what's it looking like right now?
Well, right now it's quiet, but during the day, as many of us know, this is one of the busiest corridors of Glenwood Avenue. Between here, around right across from Fred Fletcher Park, up into that Williamson Wade Avenue exit going into 5 Points, we're expecting to see major delays for up to a month. And this is why the city's going to be closing starting at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. the right lane of this stretch of Glenwood Avenue every day while they work on repairing what they call World War II era sewer infrastructure. They're going to be taking out an old line and replacing it with an upgraded one. They say it's work that only happens every few decades, but it's one that could impact traffic in a major way. 9 to 4 every day while they work on making that replacement. They're asking for drivers' patience when traffic impacts do come.
And we certainly understand the disruption in traffic over the next 3 or 4 weeks. But as always, we ask for folks' patience. Generally speaking, this doesn't happen but once every 50 years or more. So we'll work as fast as we can.
The city says they like to underpromise and overdeliver, and hopefully it won't take 4 weeks to have this closure happening every day. They said, though, drivers' best bet is just to try and avoid this area whenever possible. Keenan Willard, WRAL News.
Stanley Cup playoffs are here. We are counting down the hours inside of 15 hours right now until the Carolina Hurricanes take the ice and face off with the New York Islanders. Game 1 of their series. Cane's first game will be on home ice, first couple of games, that is. And you can take a look here. Playoff banners up around Raleigh, including North Hills, also at the entrance and sides of PNC Arena. This is the 5th straight playoff run for the Canes, and the pressure is on.
Honestly, I like the pressure. I want to show that I got something good to show up in the playoffs and play my game.
Puck drops tonight at 7 at PNC Arena. We'll have coverage all day on WRAL. Chris Lee will be anchoring live from PNC tonight at 6.
Parking for a morning flight is about to get easier at RDU International, where you're looking live right now. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is planned this afternoon for the airport's new overnight parking area. By opening up those spaces, the goal is to help ease traffic issues from 5 to 8 in the morning. That's one of RDU's busiest times. A third of all daily flights leave in that time frame.
This evening, we'll hear from the mayor of Durham as she delivers her annual State of the City address. Elaine O'Neill will deliver the speech at City Hall 7 p.m. It will also be streamed on the city's social media pages. O'Neill is expected to address her goals for the year ahead and reflect on the successes and challenges facing the city. Those will likely include a rise in gun violence among youth. At least 18 children have been shot so far this year.
People in the small town of Dadeville, Alabama are coming together after a deadly shooting at a teenager's birthday party. The community gathered for a vigil last night after 4 people died and more than 24 others hurt in the shooting Saturday night. This happened at a girl's Sweet 16 party. One of the people who died was the birthday girl's brother, a high school football star who was set to graduate next month.
Phil just told me about a month ago. He said, Coach, if anything ever happened to me, even when I go to college, take care of my 2 sisters. I never dreamed that he was talking about this.
A DJ who was at the party says he didn't see any fight or argument before the shooting started. Authorities have not given any information about who the shooter is or why someone opened fire. SpaceX is gearing up for a launch in just a matter of hours. Just ahead, why this one will have big implications for humanity's future on other planets. Plus,
I just feel terrible for the driver. It's an awful situation, you know.
A Lyft driver stabbed in the face while on the job. What Raleigh police are revealing about the person who they think is responsible.
and we're tracking a dry start to your work week as you look live at Rocky Mount Mills. How high the temperatures could get in your 7-day forecast. Next.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's 4:43. We're taking a live look at Goldsboro this morning. Everything looks great out there. Our temperatures are pleasantly cool. Our skies are clearing. It is a little bit wet in spots on the ground, and so it's possible that we would see a little patchy fog developing this morning. So we'll have our eye out for that. Otherwise, just a quiet start. Nice Monday morning. 59 in Lewisburg, 68 in Fayetteville, 60 in South Hill, 67 in Goldsboro. With our skies clearing, we'll likely see our temperatures dropping a bit this morning. This may not be as low as we go. By the time we get to 7 a.m., we may see temperatures back down into the 50s. Which should make for a very pleasant walk or run this morning if you're looking to get out and exercise. Mid-60s at lunchtime, and we climb into the low 70s this afternoon. Very close to normal. This is by far going to be the coolest day, though, of the week. I'll show you when the warmth returns coming up.
Durham police are investigating 2 deadly shootings within hours of each other. One happened on Clarendon Street late Saturday night, and one person died there. Another was taken to the hospital. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker found a car at the scene that had been sprayed with bullets. And the second shooting happened at East Cornwallis Road just before 11 Saturday night. Police say the man who was shot died at the hospital. They say the shooting does not appear to be random. Investigators have not named a suspect in either shooting.
We're working to learn if anyone was hurt in this crash involving a motorcycle. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker got this video of the scene on Edwards Mill Road near Durley Road yesterday in Raleigh. You can see several cars were damaged and that motorcycle on the ground. The man accused of stabbing a Lyft driver in the face in Raleigh is set to face a judge this morning. 50-year-old Toussaint Parks faces a charge of assault with a deadly weapon. Now, this all started Saturday night over on Sarver Court. Police say the driver was picking someone up when a fight broke out. The driver was stabbed while trying to intervene. That person was taken to the hospital.
I just feel terrible for the driver. It's an awful situation, you know, just trying to make some money and, you know, and here they are, you know, in the hospital, right?
This comes less than 4 months after an Uber driver was shot and killed in Durham. Uber tells us they have a number of safety features in place to try and protect drivers. We're waiting to hear back from Lyft.
The Dominion defamation trial against Fox News will start tomorrow. It was supposed to start today, but the judge overseeing the case pushed it back a day. He did not give a reason for the scheduling change. Dominion Voting Systems claims Fox anchors and reporters defamed the company by repeatedly claiming its voting machines somehow switched votes for former President Donald Trump to votes for Joe Biden. Fox claims it was just reporting on newsworthy allegations. Dominion is suing for $1.6 billion.
A decision that could affect access to abortion medication across the country could come this week. The U.S. Supreme Court is looking at whether to intervene in a case focused on mifepristone. That's the most common drug used in medication abortions. The drug is available for now, but with restrictions on how women can get it. The Supreme Court is now extending a hold on a ruling from a Texas judge. That judge tried to overturn the FDA's decades-old approval of mifepristone. That is lawmakers drawing battle lines on the issue.
Kind of assertion that the principal basis of the court case in Texas was about the safety. And I think specifically it said that it was supposed to, the accelerated pathway was supposed to approve a drug to treat an illness. It is a stretch to call a pregnancy an illness.
If any Republican thinks that voters have simmered down on the abortion issue, they are wrong. It's going to that is going to continue well into the next presidential race.
The Supreme Court is expected to make a decision by Wednesday.
Top diplomats from across Europe and North America are talking about the world's most pressing crises. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and foreign ministers from other G7 countries gathered in Japan today. They're meeting to discuss plans for ending the war in Ukraine, confronting China's aggression in Taiwan, and bringing North Korea to nuclear disarmament talks.
More than 30,000 runners will hit the streets for the Boston Marathon today. The race field will include runners from all 50 states and more than 120 countries. The first wave of runners will start the 26.2-mile run at 10 this morning. This year's race marks 10 years since the bombing that left 3 people dead and hundreds hurt in 2013.
SpaceX plans to launch its Starship rocket later this morning. The FAA gave SpaceX permission to launch the rocket out of its facility in South Texas. The launch window opens at 8 this morning. The Starship is the rocket NASA plans to use to send astronauts to the moon's surface. In 2021, SpaceX won a nearly $3 billion contract to build it. The rocket will circle the Earth after launching today and then touch down off the coast of Hawaii. All that weather permitting, of course. We hope it goes well for them. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We've got a nice stretch ahead of us here today, coming up and throughout the week, Elizabeth.
Yeah, we had a pretty good weekend, actually. I mean, Friday was really wet, but the Bulls had a pretty nice homestand last week. Temperatures are looking great this week. Our weather looks really nice. But you know what's going to happen this weekend? I don't even want to talk about it. 7th weekend in a row that we have rain in the forecast. 63 degrees as you're stepping out the door right now. Our dew point's nice and low at 48, so it feels really nice out there. Temperatures will likely dip into the 50s here for a little bit and then back into the mid-60s by lunchtime. We'll see a high of 71 this afternoon. We do still have a few lingering clouds out there. Those clouds will continue to slide on out of here. The farther east you are, the more cloud cover you could see, at least for the next few hours. But after that, there's lunchtime looking nice and clear. And we're going to see that for the rest of the day. Pleasant temperatures, very close to normal. 71 for Durham and Raleigh today, 74 in Fayetteville. Really feeling nice. Our humidity will be dropping off. It's, a little humid the last few days, of course, when we had some of that rain around our area and a lot of cloud cover. Our winds will pick up a little bit this afternoon. We're going to see winds out of the southwest at about 10 to 15, gusting 20 to 25, and we'll continue to see that again tomorrow. So a couple of breezy afternoons, but temperatures feeling good. 73 is our normal high. We'll bounce up to 77 Tuesday, and then we're in the 80s. It's going to be pretty warm too. 82 Wednesday, 86 on Thursday, 87 on Friday, and then we're going to transition to a wetter pattern potentially for Saturday and Sunday. We're going to see a nice pleasant day today. Temperatures are going to be close to normal. We start to see some warmth that's back to the west, building into our area as we get into a southwesterly flow. A good chunk of the country is going to see some cooler temperatures as we get into the weekend. And look what happens the following week. April 22nd through the 26th, it may be that we see some much cooler temperatures. A good chunk of the country has the potential for below normal temperatures for next week. But this week for us, looks like temperatures will be very pleasant. We're going to see a cool start tomorrow at 46 degrees. So maybe jacket weather for tomorrow. A beautiful 77 degree day for the high. Then after that, looking at 80s, as I mentioned, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Over the weekend, watching a cold front. Yesterday, it looked like it could rain for much of the day. Saturday, the front has slowed down just a little bit. It still looks like the bulk of the rain would fall on Saturday, but if that front continues to slow down, we may have to add a little more rain to Sunday. Right now, it looks like it would be tapering off in the morning, and you probably have part of Sunday to enjoy outside.
Elizabeth, thank you. One local school system is considering a new way to stop a literacy crisis. Just ahead, the plan leaders in Moore County are weighing to get kids back on track after nearly half tested below grade level in reading.
Plus, Love is Blind fans are venting their frustrations on social media. What we know about a big delay in that live broadcast many were hoping to watch.
A warning for pet owners across the Triangle after 2 confirmed rabies cases in 1 week. In Chapel Hill, a raccoon tested positive for the disease on Thursday after a man found it acting strangely near its home. He and his dog are getting tested as well for exposure. Now, that same day, police in Raleigh say a rabid fox tried to bite someone at a shopping center near Wake Forest and Six Forks Roads. Officers say you should keep your pets up to date on their rabies vaccines and definitely report any strange behavior.
Students in Moore County schools could be required to read more books. The Board of Education is considering a new policy tonight that would require teachers in grades 2 through 10 to assign 4 book reports each school year. Some board members failed in an effort to get teacher and staff feedback on the plan before tonight's vote. Last spring, 46% of students in Moore County schools tested below grade level in reading.
Work begins this week on upgrading a playground in Holly Springs. Crews will install a new ADA-compliant rubberized surface at Jones Park. They're also putting in 2 shade structures to give kids and parents a place to rest from the sun. The work means Jones Park will be closed starting today. It's expected to be finished in about 2 months.
Netflix has some explaining to do. Fans of Love is Blind were left ghosted by the show's scheduled live reunion last night. Netflix issued an apology last night after the show didn't start when it was supposed to. No explanation was given for what happened. The show ended up going on 90 minutes late. Blockbuster took the opportunity to poke fun on Twitter. Remember renting VHSs from us? You could start it on time, no problem.
Oh!
Is there anybody left from Blockbuster to send out those tweets? That's amazing to me because all the stores have closed, right? There's no Blockbuster left.
That's right. Well, maybe we should bring them back because, yes, when you press play, you can press play on your own time and that would work. But, yeah, a lot of disappointed fans there for Netflix. Love is Blind, of course, is that series where, couples get engaged before they see each other there. So a lot of people really invested in this show, wanted to see it. They need to work out the kinks.
Especially live. Thanks. The curtain closing now on Broadway's longest running show ahead at 5. The special appearance at last night's final performance of Phantom of the Opera.
Plus, a scary encounter at a downtown Raleigh apartment building. What we know about this arrest caught on camera.
And fire tears through a Raleigh home overnight. We'll have an update.